Hi, thanks for tuning in. My name is Alan Cao from NetApp. Today, I'd like to demonstrate how to deploy Oracle 19c RAC on FlexPod using Ansible automation. To get started, you can go to NetApp GitHub site to git clone a copy of code. In the root directory, you will see two folders containing the Ansible code, one for storage configuration, the other for RAC deployment. Within each folder, there are a number of files and folders. The deployment tags are organized under 5 Ansible roles. Within each role folder, there is a tags folder. Under each tags folder, there is main.yaml file. That is where exactly tags defined for that particular role. And generally speaking, you do not need to make any change and in those tags files, in the main.yaml file, and they are highly parameterized, take inputs from 3 parameter files under the vars folder. And within the untabbed main.yaml file, it contains environment-specific variable, which you need to make change according to your environment. The untabbed LAN layout.yaml file basically defines how you want your Oracle LAN laid out on the A800 storage controller. You normally don't make any change in the default parameter files. To help you execute the roles, we have created 4 playbooks to give you flexibility to call individual role or roles, or you can also just use a single playbook to call all the roles. It is very simple to execute a playbook by simply passing your target A800 controller host inventory file, then followed by the playbook file. Once you execute all the playbooks, you can be assured your A800 storage controller are configured based on NetApp best practice and ready for Oracle deployments. You can also log into the Untapped System Manager to validate that your storage SVM, your volumes, and LAN are created according to what is defined in your parameter files. This will conclude the storage part of our demonstration. For the second part of a RAC deployment demo, we start from an Ansible root directory for Oracle. Similarly, we have built 6 roles for install and configure Oracle RAC. Each role performs a specific function, such as Linux config, grid install, so on and so forth. Before executing the roles, you need to make parameter changes in Oracle main.yaml file, which include all environment-specific parameter settings. You normally do not need to make changes in default parameter file. You also need making changes in host var files for each Oracle host, which contain host-specific parameter settings, mostly the IP addresses. Your host inventory file should point to all your RAC cluster nodes. To help executing the roles, we have created 5 playbooks to call specific role or roles. For our own demo purpose, we will start from an Oracle Linux config playbook, which will execute kernel configuration as well as a storage configuration and host level. So it will run a while. The entire installation configuration could last a couple hours. After all the roles are executed, you can log into one of the cluster nodes to validate the grid infrastructure and database are created as expected, such as your ASM disk groups, your container database. You may also log into one of the container database to validate all the pluggable databases are created as expected. We are expecting 3 per container. So using automation, we have just created an 8-node RAN cluster and created database with minimum efforts. With that, this concludes our demonstration. Thanks for watching.